So I joined the military in January 2014. Right after college, or high school, excuse me, I went to the University of Oklahoma. I decided not to go to class, and that weirdly negatively affected my GPA. So came back, took community college for a bit, and then realized I needed a kick in the pants, and ended up in the Marine Corps.
At the end of my high school career, I was introduced to the Naval Academy in West Point, and I made the decision, instead of going through those academies, I would do NROTC. I didn't like the colleges did get accepted to for NROTC programs, so I decided to just enlist. So I enlisted as soon as I graduated, so I left for boot camp in August of 2015, and I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years. I was mostly stationed in Miramar, San Diego, California.
The fear that I had, or the hesitation I had of applying to Harvard, I actually had that for every school that I was applying for. I had had a really bad experience the first time at college. I like to say that if I had doubled my GPA, I still would have missed the honors list. Applying to Harvard felt equally like a long shot, but I was able to kind of show my full holistic self in such greater detail than I was at other schools.
When they ask you what you're doing over the summer, obviously you're working. What did you do the year before? You worked. And then they ask for letters of recommendation. It's like, I haven't spoken to my teachers for 4 years. But I reached out to them. Thankfully, I had 1 or 2 teachers that were willing to write LOR for me. But then I was calling the admissions office. I was like, I don't have enough teachers to write letter of recommendations for me. And they were nice enough to be like, well, you can use your mentors and your leadership that you have now within the Marine Corps in order to write those letters of recommendation for you.
I knew that my experience, my leadership, my time in the Marine Corps, the hardships that I'd gone through, the challenges that I'd faced and overcome, Harvard respected that. They looked for that in students. They wanted people who had something different beyond just brilliance in numbers and statistics. And so I had the honor of actually getting to share my story. The long period that I took away from school, I did stuff during that I was proud of, that I wasn't proud of, that I just made me who I am, and Harvard wanted to see all of that.
They were willing to bend over backwards in order to get me my answers. And if they didn't get my answers, they'd be like, I'll get back to you as soon as I do get the answers. And if I didn't get an email or a call within the next 24, 48 hours, they would call me and be like, we're still working on it. Don't worry, we didn't forget you. So having that personal touch and knowing that you're dealing with people who care made my application process not only easier, but solidified my fact that I was like, this is where I want to go. Like, I do want to go to Harvard, and they actually do want me.
One thing that was really great about Harvard for me is that it offered me a transition period that I wasn't going to be offered if I went straight to the workforce. I had the stability offered by the GI Bill. I had somewhere to live. I had somewhere to spend my time, to grow, transform. And I didn't feel like I was just vulnerable or alone. I had a community of students and peers, fellow veterans that were going to Harvard. Even though it was a small community, it was so close-knit and supportive, and allowed me the opportunity to really focus on me, to develop. Something that you often miss in the Marine Corps. You don't get that time to kind of look internally and say, like, okay, where do I want to be? What do I want to be when I grow up? There's kind of an expectation in the military where you're told what you're going to be when you grow up. And so when you lose that structure, it's so intimidating while also being free. And what Harvard does, it kind of provides an avenue to get from point A to point B.
The application process is a very stressful time. You're going to have questions, there are going to be walls that you're going to run into, there are going to be answers that you're not going to have. That's what Hudson and I are here for. We're excited to help you, so please click on the link below, call us, text us, email us, and we'll be happy to help you with any issues that you may have.